khabar? Marhaba ya Qatar. You're watching the Footy Forum Qatar World Cup 2022 brought to you by Sinar Daily. And as we discuss the prospects of the 8 quarter-finalists, I'm sure England fans will be rooting for England to be able to go as far as the final, to go the distance and finally lift the cup after a wait of 56 years. And for the French fans, maybe they feel that Mbappe deserves to win the Golden Ball and also the Golden Boot. What about Morocco fans? What about those maybe Croatian fans? So tonight, joining me, Rizal Hashim as the host will be Datuk Richard Scully, Football Coaches Association of Malaysia Vice President, also Graig Nunis, Executive Editor of 2213.my, and Encik Amin Fuad, Non-Executive Director of KV Kortrijk, the Belgian club. Thank you, Datuk Richard. Thank you for coming back to the show.
You're most welcome, and thank you for inviting me to be part of this.
No problem. It is our pleasure, Datuk.
You're most welcome.
Great, you're making your debut in the Footy Forum.
Yes, I am.
And
thanks for coming.
And Liverpool fan, yeah.
Of course.
Encik Amin, thank you for being able to make it for the second time in this show.
Thank you for having me again.
Okay, all right. It is again our pleasure. And as you can see, Amin is wearing the Japanese jersey. So the first topic we'll be discussing tonight is the performance of the Asian representatives. Let us start with Amin maybe. Japan, after having scalped European giants, Germany, followed by Spain, but then failing to make the cut against Croatia in the second round. Maybe what do you think?
I would say they were a bit unlucky, I think, to go out from the penalties shootout. It was frustrating to watch the penalty shootout because I just felt that instead of the shot run up by the Japanese players, they should just have blast the ball home the traditional way. But I think it's nothing to be ashamed of. I think Japanese has always been a hardworking team, a tenacious team, never give up. They gave everything. If you can see, they beat Germany in the second half. They beat Spain the same way in the second half. And again, they matched Croatia 1-1 in the round of 16. So yeah, nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's the pride of Asia, I think, so far.
Datuk, South Korea, I think were very unlucky to be drawn against Brazil in the second round. In the round of 16, and they got knocked out 4-1. What do you think of South Korea's performance, Datuk? Creditable lah, at least mereka ni dapat masuk lah, kurang-kurang melepasi peringkat kumpulan. Betul Datuk?
Yeah. But I think that I agree to Amin as well. The Asian countries who have participated in this World Cup, I think we should give them a thumbs up. You know why? Realistically, they are achieving their target gradually, slowly, but surely. So you're talking about Korea, I think credit should go to them because they have got to be very realistic on what they want to achieve in this World Cup. All right, winning the cup is something to dream of. It's not wrong to dream of, but nevertheless, like Japan, I have read somewhere along the line their blueprint. They want to win the World Cup in 2050, 50, and the women's will win at 2049, something like that. So I think realistically, they already put their blueprint forward. And moving forward, being at this stage, at this Qatar World Cup, it's very realistic. And I would congratulate both Asian team, as Amin said, nothing to be shy of. Because you want to judge them on result, yes, there's a lot of comments and whatsoever, but you want to judge them on the realism of the team moving towards the World Cup. I think my compliments to the both teams.
Okay. Great. Have you been keeping tabs on Iran being the top ranked Asian country in the
I watched the first game.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is going to be a problem for them.
Losing 6-2 to England.
Yeah. And I'm not an England fan, so I was watching.
Oh, but you are a Liverpool fan.
Liverpool fan, yeah.
You don't support the England.
Scouts are not English.
Scouts are not English.
No, but you see so I watched the game, hoping that Iran will do something. I expected them to lose, but I wanted them maybe 2-1 or try for a draw or something like that. But seriously, I do not expect it to be 6-2. Sorry, 6-2, yeah. So
6-2, yeah.
6-2. So it's like
They bounced back, they beat Wales.
Wales, yeah.
but
That's Wales.
lost narrowly to
the
the
US.
Americans.
Yeah, 1-0 there. So, like I said, first time the US since 1990, I think they met, right? So it's like a revenge for them.
1998.
98.
Yeah.
So it's a revenge for them. Yeah.
The Iranians won the clash in France,
so,
98. Yeah.
So it's a revenge for them. But
Saudi Arabia and Qatar, I mean, were they a disappointment from the point of view of Asian AFC especially?
I think Qatar was a bit a disappointment lah for me. I think because they were the hosts and they, I think for the record, I think Qatar is the only host that lost the opening game, has ever lost in the opening game, and they lost all 3 games without scoring. Their striker Ali Al-Moiz was supposed to be the talisman. We didn't see him that much, and again I think they spent a lot of money in terms of getting all the experts coming in, facilities, everything, but unfortunately it can't be transformed into the field, unfortunately. But you can see the standard, although Qatar was, I mean, they are the reigning Asian champions right now, but the standards, I think it's quite far for them to actually compete, even with Ecuador and even Senegal as well.
Saudi Arabia, I think, must have caught a few of us by surprise by beating Argentina. You know, bouncing back from a penalty from Lionel Messi, winning 2-1 in the opening match, but then they failed to go beyond the group stage. Datuk, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, credit to them when they got this good result in the first match. But Saudi Arabia, being Saudi Arabia, knowing the mentality, they went out there to at least play a reputable game. They don't want to like the host played, you know. But you know, on result, hosts, we got to judge them on that. But I think the infrastructure, preparing the World Cup, they deserve a credit. Yeah, but I think going back to Saudi Arabia, they have exhibited the best of their ability in this World Cup, and they did not show any fear that playing with big boys or playing with big people on the top 5. And they showed that they also need to be respected, and they gained this respect. They whack Argentina, and they walk proud. That is that day's story lah. The next day's story is the next day's story lah. You know,
they got their public holiday.
Finished, and they got their Rolls Royce.
No lah, that was fake news. They say.
Alright.
Tak betul.
Okay lah, as long as they got the tire.
Rolls Royce tak betul kan?
Tak betul lah.
I don't know.
Tak betul.
No, I think as far as I'm concerned, they got the wiper and the headlamp.
Wiper of the
So they
Rolls Royce.
assemble.
That one also too expensive though.
So nevertheless, I think credit to go to them. But of course, moving forward, in realistic, they're not good enough.
They're not good enough.
But I think to add, I think except for Qatar, I think Saudi, Japan, and South Korea have done quite well. They've done
Agree.
Even Iran perform critically.
Even Iran as well. They actually
you know?
compete. That's the
they
most
competed,
important thing. They actually compete. Like, you know, although people said, you know, in the first half, Argentina could have scored more goals against them, but you know, they came back.
Total of 3 goals disallowed.
Yeah, they came back in the second half and proved everyone wrong. So that is something to be proud of.
Great. Australia, they are in AFC, you know, despite being in Oceania. What do you think of their performance? You know, they managed to. I mean, they surprised everyone by going through the group, which consisted of France and Denmark.
But that's the thing. So like Australia
and also Tunisia.
I actually follow them because I got a lot of relatives in Australia. Not that I support them, just that I follow them because I can go maki them online. Like, Australia kalah, kan? But I was surprised by their performance, and I think the evolution of football there is actually going on because Steve Darby was talking to him the other day. He said, because he's being a coach and he knows people. He said,
he's a scouser, but he has worked extensively in Malaysia, in Australia.
So he said he has context there because he's there. He said they have the blueprint that they have done. It's like, okay, football is not the number 1 sport there. We all know that. There's so many other sports. But there's a big
cricket
group.
The number 1 sport in Australia?
It's footy.
Is
their
Aussie sport. There goes goal.
Aussie rules,
Aussie footy, something.
Aussie rules.
Aussie rules.
So goal lah. Time to score goal. 2 fingers will come out like this. We use different fingers, but
okay.
So he said, so the development there is great, and they may not they will consider this success.
Yeah.
Because after they missed out on the last World Cup. So this is considered a success. So we look forward to the next 4 years whether they can actually go further than that.
But we also have to remember 90% or 80% of the squad, all of them are playing in Europe.
Yeah.
But of course not the top league.
Maybe lesser known clubs.
Maybe the second tier.
Playing for Celtic.
Correct. Even the striker is playing actually in J2.
J2,
The striker that scored some goals. So
it's
I think
important that they
have
elsewhere.
a good
So.
blend of talent playing outside the country.
Duke plays with Hadi Fayad.
Yes, J2.
J2. But interestingly, Graham Arnold, the Australian coach, was actually requesting the government to help and assist them. They need a home. They need actually a hub, a football center of excellence, maybe to help them raise their game. So that means government assistance is always important, Datuk, everywhere.
Very sure. Because you see, the infrastructure is needed. Right, you need the latest technology. You need the other gazettes to to be like what we have in Malaysia. Also, is fully funded supported by government in the AMD and all those things. So it's very essential. If not, you will be like renting. You won't be at home.
Correct.
Right? And once you have that home, you will have all things equipped. Even you can put your VAR to be in practice, VAR in practice as well. So I think government support is essential.
Graig, although we are not in Qatar, we are here in Malaysia discussing the World
Unfortunately.
Cup. Fortunately or unfortunately, they say, some claim online, I've been reading the tweets, they say that Qatar has been the perfect host. Some even pointed out that when they were in South Africa, they were afraid of being, hounded. They did not feel safe. But in Qatar, they felt everything as if it was perfect.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this? Maybe, and also the prejudicial opinion from the Western media.
Okay, so I spoke to Shashi Nair. He's the KL Corporates president.
Okay.
He was in Qatar for 9 days. Watched 7 matches.
Okay. For 9 days.
For 9 days. Over 9 days, he watched 7 matches. He met all the fans. His objective was to watch the World Cup and take pictures with all 32 fans. Fans from 32 countries, which he did. He got pictures and all that. And everybody he spoke to said it was the best organized World Cup. Then there was one guy online I saw on LinkedIn. He said he's Australian, been to 3 World Cups. Said this was the safest World Cup he's been to. He didn't worry going to the stadium because people were not drunk and so he came with kids and all. So he said family felt safe. So you're going in and so whatever nonsense that the people are saying, oh, this World Cup, they're oppressing the rights. We pity what happened, and we feel for those LGBT people or whatever, but this is the World Cup. So this guy said, I came, I didn't expect anything, I'm going in with my family, and said, I didn't worry. At night, we walk around town, we feel safe. The cops are there, the people, everybody was so friendly. So, like I said, we are not there. We read online mostly the Western media, but these are people who are in Qatar, and Shashi said he spoke to fans who have gone to 3, 4, 5 World Cups. He said this is the safest they ever felt. So that's, I think, is a good point. To talk about the LGBT rights, that is a separate issue because we are not experts.
But then people go to watch football, to watch the games.
True. So like mentioned that you were saying about alcohol.
Okay.
Fans are complaining, oh, there's no alcohol. But I'm going there to watch football. Outside the stadium, you could find alcohol. So what is the issue? Are you going there to drink or going there to watch a game? So he said, I want to go and watch football.
So by right, we should not be here. We should be enjoying this spectacle in Qatar. All 4 of us.
Actually, by right.
Sponsor us. Sinar can sponsor
but
us.
as Graig said also, there's a point, in any type of organization, there will be something nitty-gritty thing that people want to pick up, make it an issue. But look at the holistic thing. Qatar has won the World Cup in organization. We should give him the credit, not the World Cup. They won the World Cup
in terms of organization.
Right? We also did it some time back, also in the years. But they're good, you see, to come up with the technology of, providing the air-conditioned system
for the stadium.
The stadium and the piping, and I was just following them how the stadium came about. It was just excellent. And coming back, what Graig says is the security part of it. It was well taken care of. I can walk at night freely. I can go anywhere with my kids. So this is the thing, and I think credit should go to them. they won the World Cup in that aspect.
Oh, that's a good review lah, Datuk.
Because I'll be going back to Qatar. They might invite me for saying this.
Safe travel, safe travel.
For saying this.
All the best. Bon voyage.
Datuk can be the duta Qatar.
That's
When I go there, they become the unta of the.
Amin. Setuju dengan pendapat Datuk ni, Amin?
Yeah, of course. At the end of the day, some of the, even I read somewhere, I hear somewhere, some of the English fans said, oh, you know, without beer, without drinking, they can actually like express, enjoy the pure happiness, not because of because of the beer, and everything. So even some of the women fans, they feel safe. They feel that is
no threat of hooliganism.
No, that is the most important thing. And in one city, I heard that it felt like a festival. Because where you go to other countries where World Cup being held, there is a different city being held. But this one, it felt like a festival.
Okay, alright. Okay. Thank you for a very interesting first segment. The Footy Forum World Cup Qatar 2022 will be back, and after this we'll be discussing who among the 8 will be advancing to the semi-finals. Don't go away.
Rewind back to basics.
Follow the Footy Forum for the latest from Qatar.
Check out the Sinar Daily social media platforms for the showtimes.
Stay tuned to the Footy Forum all the way till the final.
Rewind back to basics.
Welcome back to the Footy Forum Qatar World Cup 2022, brought to you by Sinar Daily. So we are not going to waste any more time. We'll be discussing straight to the quarterfinals. Brazil against Croatia. So Datuk, who are you going to pick? Croatia.
before I pick, I'm going to see how these two teams going to perform in that platform, right? It's end of the day is who performs the best, who execute their tactical plan on that day. You can have the best player on the field, but you can't execute. That's not your day.
On paper, Brazil.
On paper, yes, no doubt about it.
Okay.
But you see, we had that impression against Argentina and Saudi Arabia also. On paper was Argentina and what's the
But this one is a knockout stage.
I know it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. I understand. But if it comes to this stage, both teams are finalists. You have got to fight to survive. It's do or die. Nobody wants to do and die. So they want to only do.
So who's going to do and who's going to die?
So that is the atmosphere now. So the entire atmosphere will be different. The entire momentum will be different. The entire approach will be different. It is not going to be a gala time for Brazil. If at all they're going to win, it's not going to be the 6-0 gala time. It's not going to be that. But nevertheless, the opponent is not going to give you easy way to pass them. They might also kill you early and park the pass. Could be many things. So I will reserve this comment and watch that who performs well in this.
Croatia comes with a reputation of being the runners-up in the 2018 edition. But the Brazilians seem to be on a roll. The Jogo Bonito is back. They are dancing and prancing around after celebrating every goal. Graig, do you think that they can go the distance? They can beat Croatia and enter the semis at least?
I hope so, because I'm a Brazilian fan.
You're Liverpool and Brazilian fan lah. Okay.
I follow my dad. My dad is
was
both fans, so he taught me football. So he's a goalkeeper as well.
Okay,
right.
Goalkeepers are clever
people. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. So he was a Brazilian fan and a Liverpool fan. Yeah. So that's how I've always followed Brazil, even though I've not watched Pelé because before my time. It's your time.
Only through videos.
Through videos.
I'm not that old lah, please.
Hey, you look it anyway. No, anyway, so what I like about Brazil is say like is that the expression that is back. We've seen the previous some Brazilian teams that get so many superstars, but they were like so boring. They were not the Brazil that we knew when we grew up. 82, 86 when we were in school. You were working the time.
When I was still in school.
So those when we were from in 82, 86, we saw Zico, Socrates. So like, that is Brazil. So
true. That's the true samba.
Then after that,
samba team.
After the 2000 plus, it just became a bit more boring. But now it's back to exciting. So that's why I would love to see them play Argentina in the semis.
Amin, Graig was talking about the 82 generation, the 86 generation. At that time, they played great football, beautiful
I wasn't
football.
even born yet.
You're too young to know this. But as they've come to realize, especially when they won the 94 edition, that they had to be more pragmatic. They had to be more realistic when it comes to adopting a more balanced game. Do you think that this team symbolizes that? Of being a very balanced and compact team?
I think it's a very talented squad that you have right now. Not only the first 11, even in the substitute bench, and they have a very good squad depth. But again, talent doesn't win you game alone. So I think with this Brazilian team, you could see that there is some balance with what Tite wants to do with the team. With Casemiro being in the heart of it in the middle of the park, and you see people like Rafinha playing on the right. Even people like Neymar, Lucas Paqueta, who is actually a natural number 10, who is playing in the middle of the park with Casemiro. They are actually working hard. You could see the goal against the 4-1, the goal against South Korea, where Richarlison scored a beautiful goal.
Yes.
Who did the pass? It was Thiago Silva. Why? Because they counter press. The defenders actually were up there to press and get the ball and pass to Richarlison, and that's where they get the goal. So this is a talented squad, but it's a very hardworking team, cohesive team that I think it's important for Brazil to actually advance.
So they ally talent with work ethics.
Yes.
What about Croatia? Datuk?
Well, Croatia, attitude-wise, they will say that, right? They have this inner strength. They have their good cohesion, as he said. It starts from the camp, not from the dressing room. From the camp itself to the dressing room and to the pitch. I think that it's a plus point for them. It's a plus point for them. That's why I said earlier that it's not going to be an easy match for either Brazil or them, because they are going to go out there and also send a signal to the world. Look, Croatians are there to fight till they're going to bleed till the end. And that message is a very strong message where Brazil have got to pick up and say, look, it's not going to be an easy task. So I think overall, credit should be given to them for the journey they have taken this far. And I believe that it's going to be an interesting match. Ensure with the right attitude, doing it right at the right time, where, when, how.
Some say they were lucky for being able to be where they are now after the penalty shootout win over Japan. Japan's feeble attempt to convert all the penalties. You know?
I think luck is like this much percentage. You know, even the best player in the world does some funny things. You know, this much. But I think holistically, this take into account certain percentage. But holistically, they are a team by itself.
They have a great experience in all the players. I mean, even in the penalties, you could see actually these players, these Croatian players, because I think they actually won the past 4 knockout rounds or penalty shootout or something like that. So experience actually showed. Yeah, of course, it's luck, but actually experience actually plays a part.
Exactly.
Being a Liverpool fan, they have one former Liverpool player in defence.
Lovren,
which was much criticized when he was there by the media, not
by the media, but not by the fans.
So, but I think it's also because he got Luka Modric's last World Cup.
Yeah,
he did well in the previous World Cup. I think that's what he won.
He won the Ballon d'Or
because of that. So it's a final hurrah for him. I know some fans said, "Oh, he's not playing as well as he could," but he has that little bit of magic in him. So for a team that is going up against Brazil, who, like he mentioned, is very hardworking. We just need that one pass to unlock a defense, and he has that ability. Whether they finish it is different matter, but he can have the ability to unlock the Brazilian defense.
Can he unlock the defense which has his teammate Eder Militao, Real Madrid teammate in defense?
Well, Casemiro was his teammate as well.
Was teammate now with Man United, and also Vinicius Junior.
So he knows the
he knows very familiar with some of the players. But that on paper, but when it comes to executing the plans on the pitch, do you think that Croatia has that capacity?
Based on what they performed so far, it looks like it because they've gone through. Like you said, we all agree that Japan should have beaten them. But again, they stuck to their game plan. They said, "This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to go through." And they're now here against Brazil. So, as Datuk was saying, it's whether it comes together on that day. You can have great plans, but that day, one guy doesn't do his thing, his stuff, everything crumbles. So they just have to focus 100% that this is the quarterfinals of the World Cup.
That's Livakovic emerging as the savior, as the hero. But they have Ivan Perisic on the left flank. They have Andre Kramaric. They have Kovacic helping Modric in the center, in the middle of the park, as Amin say. But now I need the 3 gentlemen to pick who would be the winner in this clash. Prediction, yes.
We'll start from the other side.
We start over there. Okay, we start with Amin. Amin, pick a team and why?
I think it'll be a bit too much for Croatia because previously they had 2 tough games, 120 minutes against Japan, and they had tough game against Belgium as well before that. And the Brazilian, the first team actually was rested against Cameroon. And to me, against South Korea in the second half, it was a bit like I wouldn't say a training game, but it was they pull a gear. They pull a gear. So I think it's probably 2-0 to Brazil, I think.
He has the courage to even predict the scoreline. You have courage that you don't have now.
You have not reached me yet.
Not yet.
Now you grow up for
4-0 for Brazil.
He will name the goal scorers and the minute.
That's even.
Okay, I'll wait for that moment.
I feel Brazil
3-0.
No lah. I'll go 2-0 as well.
2-0 as well.
Because we have Alisson saving everything lah, no?
Okay, okay.
If not Alisson, you have
The scorers? The scorers?
scorers. That one,
Rizal
I
Hashim
need phone
and
call
Nunis.
later. I didn't know.
Okay, 2-0. That means Brazil will be meeting Argentina. But what about you, Datuk?
Well,
You agree with that?
Earlier,
The prospect?
earlier I told you I will reserve my comment, but now you provoke my thoughts already. There's all this thing. All right, I speak from my heart. It's Brazil.
Okay.
It's Brazil.
The scorers?
Myanmar.
Neymar.
Yes.
Okay.
Neymar,
He's fully
Yeah,
recovered
yeah.
from his injury?
Yes, Myanmar. Now he will come to the world and say, "Look, I will strike at the right place at the right time."
Yeah.
So I've rested well. It's showtime.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's one of the world class
Yeah.
player in the squad.
So, but result 2-0.
Also, all three pick 2-0, huh?
Because we are going to Qatar.
Kalau kena ni,
Kalau kena?
Nama pun prediction.
Nama pun prediction.
Nama prediction. It's
So
okay.
Myanmar, so I mean, Olympics is scored the winning goal.
Exactly.
So this is
Neymar.
He strike at the right time at the right place.
So
We hope so.
we can repeat that in World Cup, you know.
So now
Yeah,
you provoke
I
me,
think-
right?
yes,
You provoke-
yes, thank you.
this is what
There
his
will be
expertise
more
are.
provocation after
Yeah.
this. Don't worry. Okay, now we move on to the Netherlands versus Argentina. And winners of this encounter will take on
Brazil.
most probably Brazil, according to you gentlemen. Yeah. We start with the Netherlands. Datuk.
Well, for the Netherlands, I think they have done justice to their preparation this far, right? When come to this platform, you got to sometimes measure the JC that you wear on your own body. This is how it fits me here.
Ukur baju badan sendiri lah.
That's the reverse version of BM lah.
Okay.
Right? So I think they will say goodbye in this match.
They say goodbye because to allow Argentina.
It's
to-
not allowed. It's not allowed. Argentina will rob it from them.
Oh, Argentina will rob it from them.
That's it.
Okay.
So Argentina is
I haven't asked you
the
the prediction. You know,
I'm giving
we
the
need
hint
to
only.
we need to
I'm giving the hint. I'm giving a hint only. All right.
Again, there's a defender associated with Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk.
Captain.
The skipper, yes, and he's the cornerstone of the Dutch team. You know, obviously we also discuss Gakpo and Depay. But overall, what do you think of the Dutch organisation under LVG? This is his third stint as the
I
coach.
think it's third time, yeah.
Third time as coach, and he brought the team to semi-finals in 2014 in Brazil. Okay, what do you think of the prospect of losing or winning against Argentina?
Argentina will be favourites,
Okay.
as we have always said.
Yep.
But for me, I think 120 minutes and penalties
Ooh.
for
Interesting.
this. I won't tell you who win. I'll tell you before later. But it'll go.
Safe lah. Very safe. Very safe.
Don't
Very
worry,
safe.
don't worry after this. Yeah.
So it'll go to penalties lah.
Yeah.
As you saw against Saudi, that their defense, Argentina defense can
Argentina
be
defense,
is not as cohesive as it should be.
Agree.
That which is actually the Dutch strength. So
Yep.
whether Argentina can come up and that is a different story. But I feel this be 120 minutes draw, score will tell you later, and then go to penalties.
Okay.
You better don't forget to ask him. Huh?
And even the goal scoring penalty also he'll mention lah.
Fierce.
Okay, Amin. Netherlands, what do you think of the Dutch team? They are highly organised under LVG.
Yeah, as you know, LVG is a very I wouldn't say traditional, but you know LVG is a coach that brings systematic, pragmatic, where he likes to defense first, and then the movement of the ball is very carefully, I would say very detailed. You know, you could see some of the goals are very well worked from even some
From the training ground.
from the training ground. So
Yeah,
three
yeah.
goals are from the white side. So with LVG, I had the honor being a Man United fan, watching him for 2-3 years. Sometimes his game
Yeah, and you're still a Man U fan, yeah?
Yes, still.
Okay.
So, but sometimes his game can be a little bit boring,
Yeah.
but very effective. So, a player like Depay, Gakpo, or even Frankie De Jong is a very important player to actually execute his plan. But again, the right back, the right wing back, and the left wing back is very important through his system where he
Dumfries
played
and Blin.
Yes, Dumfries and Blin, where actually Dumfries actually got 1 goal and 2 assists in the previous game. So it's very, I think with LVG it's clear, the pragmatic, I would say a play safe system to go against Argentina. Yeah.
And when we talk about Argentina, surely there'll be their game will revolve around Messi.
Of course.
So how do the Dutch plan to stop Messi?
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk will go that
Just
that high just to stop Messi. Datuk, tactically, this is your forte.
Yeah.
Datuk.
No, tactically, you see, there's two things to talk about. If you deny the player with the ball, that means the player without the ball, it's been denied the pass, right? But in this situation is different. You deny the player with the ball, he still can take on you. You deny the player without the ball, still he can go on solo, right? So this is something they've got to really think of to ensure that Messi, they've got to think of both things. Messi doesn't run with the ball by himself and he doesn't make the pass, which is a huge thing to encounter. If you do that, it is a crazy tactical, but you are sacrificing space. You are sacrificing 2 person. If you're going to 3-on-1 or 2-on-1, the space is where going to cause the damage. And because with all the ability of technique and skill he has, even 3 comes, he just need to play the ball out from the tight situation, and the space will be a killer. So it's very, very carefully they got to choreograph their tactical plan in order to kill this best player of the
Nice
world.
choice of word, choreograph.
Because it's all about beauty of the game,
Yes.
right? I go
But
in
that
blind, I'm
That
sold.
one should be specifically for the Brazilians because they dance to the tune,
Yeah,
samba.
but of course,
Dance to the samba tune.
that is
This
where-
one is the Argentinian tango.
if they can tango and they don't get tangled, then that will be a problem for them also.
Okay, Amin, they have Alvarez.
Julian Alvarez, yeah.
Julian Alvarez, renowned striker with Man City, although playing second fiddle to Haaland. And they have Di Maria, and they have Fernandes helping also Messi. As these are the players that maybe the Dutch also will be eyeing on.
I think Enzo Fernandez later on, I think in the second game or the third game, gives the freedom to Messi to roam around because he provides I would say, the stability in the middle of the park where in the last game I think he touches the most touches. He gets the most passes. I mean he provides the most passes. So I think he's one of the key player who will let other players alongside him, McAllister, Di Maria, even Messi himself to roam around the penalty box or when attacking. So, but again, I think the reason why I'm a bit skeptical about their defense, where you look in the first game where against Saudi, where Romero, I think a little bit slow against faster players. Again, you could go against Gakpo or against Depay, but that is something they should be worried about.
But Scully seems to prefer Otamendi and Romero and
in the center,
and the prediction, please.
Prediction.
We start with Amin lah again. We save for the last lah. Save the best for the last.
I am thinking that Dutch could nick a win. I think whether
via penalty shootout or 90 minutes.
It's probably because of the strength of the defense, the Dutch defense and the organization.
Yes.
They probably could nick 1-0. I think 120 minutes.
Graig might beg to differ lah.
Graig. I already said it's going to be penalties, so I can't retract.
Yes, please.
But I
Stick to your guns, please. Yeah.
I still feel it's going to be penalties.
Yeah.
For Argentina, like as you mentioned, there's a guy named McAllister. It's an English name.
Irish name.
Irish name.
British lah.
Scottish. Related to Gary
So
McAllister,
British
the
name.
former Leeds playmaker.
And I remember when they won in '86 also, they had a Brown in the team, which is also
Jose Luis Brown.
British name, so there could be an omen for the match.
Maybe.
So I'm going for penalties 4-3.
4-3.
Argentina.
To
Argentina to win.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because of the
interesting.
McAllister and Brown connection.
Oh, okay. That's a good angle, huh? Yeah. Datuk.
Well, I agree to Greg. The game will drag to 120 minutes. It will be penalty shootout, favouring Argentina, surprising the world. Messi will miss the penalty. Miss the penalty.
You have the courage and the bonus.
Sure, but end of the day is Argentina.
Argentina.
He will miss.
Amin has something to say.
But you know what? I mean, talking about the Dutch, right? Recently, Marco van Basten has been criticizing the team, how they play. You know, it's not the Dutch way, it's not the traditional Dutch way, and everything else. But the thing is, with the Dutch way, they haven't won anything. So it could be LVG's way to win something.
True.
And don't be surprised that if all their midfielders will be man marking their counterparts.
It will be another
Possible,
It'll be
because that's their
interesting
game plan.
Yeah.
But there's no way stopping
Messi.
I don't know how you could stop Messi, because like Datuk said, if you give 2v1, you will give space to other players. But at the same time,
But the French did in the knockout stages in 2018. They managed to do that. You know?
That was 4 years
and Saudi
ago.
Arabia also managed to win. That means they are beatable.
Of course. We will not say.
yeah,
We were talking about an individual called Messi. So how to manage this individual?
But Argentina fan will be angry with you lah, predicting Messi to miss the penalty in the
If
shootout.
they ask me, that's the reality. That's the reality.
Okay.
Maybe
alright.
losing to Saudi is a good wake up call for them.
Yeah, true.
So they were 36 match unbeaten run.
Yeah, very true.
Going for the world record of
And
thing, but
Messi
didn't-
remarkably scoring in
And missing
in
a
his
penalty.
1000th game.
he missed a penalty
Messi,
also in the World Cup, right? So
nothing new.
so sorry, nothing new.
Nothing new lah.
He's also eyeing the last surah lah, the final.
it'd be nice a player like Messi
To be lifting
win
the World Cup.
The World Cup, actually.
That means they have to go and win against
Brazil.
against Netherlands,
And
then beat
probably
Brazil, and probably beat England in the final.
Or Portugal.
Or France.
Or Portugal. Or France. Okay, that one we discuss. We discuss later. Morocco, Portugal, France, England.
It's stirring that shit. He just stirred it off, man.
Before we go,
Can you imagine Messi and Ronaldo in the World Cup final? Settle the
Messi,
debate once and for all.
Okay, who's the best? Who's the better among the two? Okay, alright. So before we go for a break, please enter this Peraduan Kau-Kau World Cup. Cara penyertaan, beli 3 pack snack kacang kau-kau atau 1 pack snack kacang kau-kau 20. Imbas kod QR atau WhatsApp ke nombor kau-kau 011-6222-9933 dan menangi hadiah. Antaranya first prize adalah iPad dan juga ada football jersey dan juga tak cenggo e-voucher. Okay. So the Footy Forum will be back and we'll be discussing Morocco and France, not England.
Red White, back to basics.
Follow the Footy Forum for the latest from Qatar.
Check out the Sinar Daily social media platforms for the showtimes.
Stay tuned to the Footy Forum all the way till the final.
back to basics.
Welcome back to the Footy Forum Qatar World Cup 2022, and as we can see, the Moroccan fans are celebrating after that historic penalty shootout win over the Spanish. Datuk, maybe you might want to celebrate together.
Of course. Actually, I celebrated yesterday after the match. I think this is something I really have got to say and to share with the audience out there.
Yeah.
And to me personally, as a coach for the last 23 to 24 years, my eyes has really seen a true tactical disciplined team in Morocco last night when they beat Spain in
not last night, a few days ago.
A few days ago.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this has shown the world what is all about being disciplined in a block defending aspect. Tactically, they were 3-5-2. They were holding on. They were just waiting for Spain to come in, allowing them to come in. You know why? They were blocking the passing lines. They were going on numbers to deny the passes, and it holds them back for the 120 minutes till the penalty shootout. For me, as a coach educator in this industry, I would really want this clip, this segment, this match being shared in Asia as a study material.
Because how to defend against
yes, a better team.
A better team.
You see, like you go apple to apple. Spain is there.
Yep.
You are here. But what they did was they didn't raise their bar there. They brought Spain to their level. You see, so that is tactical, pure tactical discipline. I can't beat them apple to apple.
That means the Spaniards have to.
They drag them down.
Up to their tempo?
Yes, they did not go out there and play. They were just waiting for them to come in, and they were all thinking about the transition play only on the counter attack.
The issue now, Datuk, can they emulate or repeat that performance?
Good question.
In the semi-finals.
Good question. Yes. All right, we are talking about match to match.
Yes.
This match, they executed exactly what they wanted to do. They want to tell Spain to go home early.
Almost perfect, like
almost perfect.
Yeah.
But
now they are asking.
There's no guarantee that they will exhibit the same thing because it's a total different ball game,
yes,
different profile, different way of playing. Okay, so if at all they say goodbye, it will be a goodbye. It's a goodbye because you are going with something to be proud of.
So are you saying the Moroccans will lose to Portugal?
Why not? We have not reached there yet. We have not reached there. We have not talked about it yet.
Praising them sky high.
No, I praise them on the match. That match itself, they deserve because they went out there to execute. No two situation is the same. You're going to play Portugal now. It's a total different ball game.
Yeah.
They might not want to see you as how they want because the technical people would have definitely watched how they played, and the technical people would say, "Look, we got to do this. It won't happen." It won't happen. They're not going to baktabais. It's not going to be 3-5-2 in regrouping back again.
Okay.
You want to play open. So if you want to play open, you must see who you are confronting. It's an apple to one-on-one. So you looking at the profile of the player, individual profile of the players. They have got good big heart. You know.
The Moroccans.
Big heart. But
Lions of the Atlas.
they took Spain to tell them. This is how we play our football to teach you that you come to us. That's what.
So can they be teaching Ronaldo a lesson?
If Ronaldo plays.
If Ronaldo plays. Okay. Amin, the likes of Ashraf Hakimi, Hakim Ziyech, do you think that they have what it takes now to upset the form book again?
Again, it's like Datuk said, it's a different game.
Yeah.
How Portugal plays, it's totally different from what the Spaniard produced a few nights ago. So I think, of course, we always say all these star players like Hakim Ziyech, Ashraf Hakimi, Mazraoui, but I think the star the team is actually the midfielder, the defensive midfielder Amrabat, where you could see he has had a great tournament where you can see every time the Spaniard trying to penetrate in the middle of the park, he will be the one who destroys and cut the ball and bring the transition to the likes of Hakim Ziyech or other attacking players. So I think he is a very crucial player who could actually become a big difference to the team against Portugal. But again, we are talking about 120 minutes.
Not 90 minutes?
No. I mean with the Spain game. So fitness comes into part into this. So and they have some injuries as well. The centre back the West Ham centre back, he went out, and even Roman Saiz, the former Wolf defender, I think he has some problem as well. So all these are taken into account, whether they can be energetic again, disciplined again, to overcome the 90 minutes or 120 minutes against
Can they
Portugal.
recover fully from the emotionally charged match?
Recovery is important because I think that match against Spain is maximum. It's maximum. It's empty tank.
Empty tank. And then they have to come up with a team
And
that
they
have
got hardly how many hours?
won with a huge scoreline against Switzerland, Portugal. You know, it's very encouraging for the Portuguese. And do you think that they'll be able to intercept the passes from Bruno Fernandes and the likes of, you know, and the rest of his teammates, Bernardo Silva in the engine room? Great. You have Portuguese blood in your veins?
Yes.
Huh?
But I don't support
Serani,
them.
you Portuguese?
But I don't support them.
You don't support Ronaldo.
You support Pepe scoring, lah?
One of the oldest players.
39, right?
39, yes.
Okay, so talking about the match, Datuk talked about it from tactical side.
Yeah.
I know a lot of fans who were like, "Stop it! No, it's so boring. They're playing the." So if you look at it as somebody who wants to see goals, you'll be cursing. Like, oh, this is stupid. No, I wasted my time staying up. I should have taken a nap. Get up for the 3 o'clock game instead. No, that's what they're looking at. But if you're looking at tactical point of view, you're spot on, because, like I said, definitely if you play open football, they're going to get smashed. They're going to win 5 goals, 6 goals, probably 7, even 8. But they didn't do that. It reminds me of a hockey game before. Someone was telling me, Pakistan against I can't remember the name, the country now. It's in the Asian tournament. Pakistan was too good. What the team did was, they parked 11 players there. So Pakistan couldn't go. Pakistan, what they did was pass among themselves, pass the ball among themselves. So this team started coming up. They started coming up, and then pop, 2-3 passes, they back and scored. So this team tried to park the bus, but they didn't bring themselves down.
So you have to play an intelligent game.
So they didn't bring themselves, like I said, Spain allowed themselves to be dragged down to that level. But Pakistan did was, okay lah, we play among ourselves. Then you start coming up. Moment got gaps, they went through and scored.
They denied the space and time.
What is possession without effectiveness and without goals anyway? So they very little chances.
According to statistics, Spain were having 70% ball possession.
73%.
But 30%.
So what do you make out of it? It's not.
Now the question is Ronaldo going to be sulking at the bench, looking at Ramos scoring a hat-trick, against Switzerland, and what would be their prospects? I mean,
I think you can't drop Ramos now because he has just scored a hat-trick.
The first hat-trick of the tournament,
and he's one of the youngest who scored 21 hat-trick. 21 years old. So you can't drop such a performance that he has portrayed in the round of 16. So for me, dropping Ronaldo, it's something that not a lot of manager would
be bold enough
to do that kind of decision. But in this case, you know that the boss is actually the manager, Fernando Santos, the manager. So I never thought that he would have the courage to do that. And finally he did that because he think that maybe it's a tactical decision where it's you have the talented like Ramos, even Rafael Leao in the bench that needed to be out there,
given exposure,
that can produce more than what Ronaldo.
But that is actually a tactical move, because you see, when you keep players on the bench, you won't know who are your capable replacements. Right? You got to play them in matches like this. So it's okay. I said, Ronaldo, you can take a seat because they can gauge, you know, what would be the scoreline like, you know. They're not underestimating them, but they know, okay, now you take a rest. You have a good rest. Probably the next match you will play. You have got to play because the world wants to see you play, right? And
possible.
And the capable replacement is already there. The young boy that went in to score 3 goals is there.
Ramos.
When the Ramos is there. So if the coach says, when I turn back and look at my bench, I'm not worried. I know, son, go in and play. He already prepared for the next game. So those guys who played in this match, they are all ready to say, boss, they'll pull your sleeve, boss. Am I going in?
Yeah.
So that is another tactical approach.
So Portugal to win lah.
Sure.
Portugal to win. Your prediction is
3-0.
3-0 in 90 minutes.
Yes.
Within 90
Because we
minutes.
don't stay up so too late overnight. you know, just waiting 120 minutes and then we don't want that. By the time we just finish the story. And
What happens if the 3-all, for example, throughout the
Ridiculous.
90 minutes? Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Not possible.
Not possible.
For the Moroccan side to score that much.
More
that
realistic
many.
lah. One mistake by the Kelang Kabut maybe lah. 3-1 lah. Okay lah. Saya bagi lepas satu lah.
Yeah. So I think Portugal will win. But
Yeah.
maybe 2-0 again. Safe score lah. 2-0.
Field goal lah. Field goal lah.
And I agree with him. I think I would prefer to see Ramos starting and Ronaldo be the super sub if they need him.
Okay.
Whether Ronaldo can accept or not,
Yeah, whether he can
it's
accept
another
is
thing lah.
better,
But it can also
I'm
create
sure
an
he-
impact.
I'm sure he accepts that because he was also a super sub at so-called super sub at Man United lah.
He
It's
didn't
also
accept
impact,
but he didn't accept that. He went off.
But
It's
he has
also
no
good,
choice. He can leave.
That's also good.
That's also good, yeah.
He comes in as a super sub and he does the winning ball.
He gets the
So
credit
your
for nothing.
prediction? I mean,
To be honest, Morocco has just conceded one
One
goal in
goal, yeah.
open play.
Yeah, yeah.
Own
And that
goal
was,
some
and
more.
that
Yeah.
was an own goal. So for them to concede a lot of goals, I'm not too sure. But I think it's too much for Morocco to win against Portugal because I think the way Portugal plays is a bit more direct.
Yeah.
They don't play possession based like what Spain plays.
did,
A bit
yes,
more
yes.
direct, free flowing football with Bernardo Silva, João Felix, and
Yes.
everyone else. And they move the ball quicker, I think,
Yes.
compared to Spain. So I think 1-0 to Portugal.
so that's Yasin Bono, the keeper, Moroccan
Yeah,
keeper.
yeah.
So maybe after this, he won't have a reason to celebrate lah. So okay, now let's move on to the ultimate game. The perennial underachievers England against the defending champions France.
Your team.
Huh?
Your team. So, what's your question?
Datuk, are we ready to be
Celebrating.
Kylian Mbappe as the Golden Boot winner and Golden Ball winner and also World Cup winner again?
One of the England fan, also a friend of mine, said, we are not talking about him and we don't care about him. What we care is we want to go there and play and win the match. That's
Yes,
what
yes, yes.
Don't pay too much attention on this. Of course, he's good. This boy is good. He's the great player, but you don't give him too much of attention.
Too much face lah.
Too much of attention, and it's a pressure for him himself.
Yeah.
You just go out and take it as himself. But he also capable of doing some technical mistakes at time under pressure because I saw a few balls that he have done.
Yeah. You know that you remember he missed the penalty against Switzerland, penalty shootout in the Euros.
Yeah.
He was criticized
Yeah,
by
yeah,
everyone in
yeah,
France.
yeah.
Now everyone is praising praising him sky high.
It's like that.
Scoring
People
5
forget
goals.
very fast.
Yeah,
People forget.
fickle
They'll
minded.
just forget very fast. Oh, he's a hero, and tomorrow he's a zero, and tomorrow he's gone. It's like that.
Zero hero.
But let him do his stuff.
Yeah.
England will do their stuff. Will win.
Talking about let him do his stuff. Didier Deschamps, the France manager, has been playing a game plan that revolves around Mbappe scoring goals,
And
not
nothing
having
else.
to work defensively.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you ask Ronaldo to defend, also, even Messi to defend, they wouldn't want to defend anyway. But you have to compensate that with what he can achieve with the team. Because Mbappe is a player who is a game changer. The 2 goals he scored against Poland, I think, it's not something. I wouldn't say it's difficult, but not a lot of players can produce
But
that,
he
that
does that
moment of
often
magic.
for PSG, you know.
PSG,
The
but
league,
You know, statistics shows he runs 60 to 70 miles per hour.
per hour, yes.
yeah,
You know,
very fast.
that
very
you
fast.
need a motorbike to chase him, you know. So they were just joking.
Yeah.
England, get a bike to be ready because you need to chase him.
No, they have a bike, Kyle Walker, in the form of Kyle
So
Walker.
let him to
they say,
chase him. But this is realistic. Scientifically, he runs 70 miles per hour. So that's the speed of the ball plays influence on the nature of his run. Scientifically, to catch him, you don't give him space. If you give him space, he accelerates. So he's plus point there. So just imagine how much he would have prepared himself by your mechanic.
Some say, Graig, that Mbappe is not the only source of danger for the English team. Ousmane Dembele has been enjoying a good tournament, as well as Antoine Griezmann as playing slightly behind, and also works hard defensively, and especially Giroud having broken the Thierry Henry's international record. Yes.
So, I think everybody agrees that Kylian Mbappe is the man, but I feel that Giroud is more important.
Giroud is more important. Yeah.
I feel that.
He's the focal point.
I could
he's
be
the
wrong,
spearhead,
because everybody be focusing on him. Then they forget, hey, there's this guy here who's in English league. No, he's been around there. They know him. So I don't know why. I don't. Maybe you could correct me, but I've read some that don't rate him. Some English fans said, oh, he's like only one style of playing. Whereas
I think not only English fans. I think a
Even
lot
the French
of
fans,
the football fans don't rate Giroud because he's the number 9, but he doesn't score enough goals according to some fans.
Some fans, So, but I feel for this team, so he is that important spear because
He's the
everybody is
spearhead,
going to focus.
True.
Take
rest,
it. He's old, he's over the hill, even though he's broke the record. And then next thing you know, he's scoring 2, 3, 4 goals and he's broken on this record, and he's now the number 1 top scorer in France. And imagine all the top players that they had in the past.
And he's the top scorer.
And he's the top scorer.
Of all people,
Which of course Mbappe will probably break in another 4-5 years time, but still for this World Cup I would say Giroud for me is more important.
Now we need to talk about England lah. Harry Kane, will he be able to deliver? He has been providing assist and he scored a goal, in the round of 16. Their prospects, Amin.
With this England team, what I see in this tournament so far, there is a bit of a mixture. We always talk about Gareth Southgate being pragmatic, very playing 3 at the back against a bigger teams. Again, we want to see whether he wants to play 3 at the back or 4 at the back against a French team. But so far, he's been playing 4 at the back against other teams. But there are moments that actually England can play because of the talents that they have. Against Senegal, they were stuck about 30 minutes before they scored the first goal. But actually, when they scored the first goal, the goals keep coming after that. So you could see that there is a change of momentum. They can be defensive, but at the same time, you have the player like Jude Bellingham who can make a difference where he can defend, but he can also goes up and contribute to the attacking force as well.
Just adding on what Amin says, I think is 4-4-2 is a safe play. 3-5-2 is a brave play. They're going to go out and play bravely, open themselves up and play. If we'll see what the lineup is all about. If it's 4-4-2, that means it's very safe. They don't want to take much risk and they also don't want to concede. If they start with 3-5-2, I would heads off to them. They're going out to go out there and play, and they're going to give hard time to Portugal.
Pity about Raheem Sterling, his house got burgled.
But he might be back, right? They said.
Because he might be back. But do you think that he's psychologically ready to be? Have him in the squad.
So there's something to call on if you need to. And let's go back to what he says. Southgate's reputation of being safe. Euros, England won up. They could have just gone. He withdrew, and then Italy just came and defeated. So he probably has learned that being defensive is good, but it doesn't win you titles.
So Qatar is the opportunity for him to redeem himself.
Because we have, like I said, actually this England team is I think better than the golden generation, so-called golden generation.
yeah,
true. You got so
Which
many.
golden generation?
The
The
Beckham,
so-called
During
Gerrard.
Des Moines or what?
No, the Beckham, the Gerrard.
Beckham,
Scholes,
Gerrard.
yes,
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
They did not win anything major, right?
Quarterfinals. They won the quarterfinal ticket. So this team is actually more talented all round. Because you have in defense, in midfield, in attacking.
Some say
position as well.
Rashford should be fielded ahead of even Saka because of his speed. They need to be playing counter attack against the French. What do you think, Amin?
I would love for Rashford to start. I think he provides a different dimension compared to probably Grealish or even Foden. Foden is much more technical.
Yep.
Where Rashford, he can run straight, where you can play direct,
Yes.
where you want to play fast. So it's a different dynamic. But that's the thing. Even without Sterling, they have so many talents.
Options.
Yeah.
Options.
Yeah.
Foden, Grealish, Saka, even Rashford as well. So and for me, the star of the team is actually Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
I feel that at 19
Now
years
everyone
old,
is after him. Every
Now,
club,
yeah, every club is after
giant.
him.
Yeah.
At 19 years old,
19, yeah.
he is so mature
Yeah.
with his playing. He can defend, he can attack as well, he can provide a pass, he has the vision, he has the energy as well. So I think he will be a crucial.
Thanks to all the playing
part.
minutes in Borussia
Yeah.
Dortmund.
Probably, yeah.
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Nothing is wasted, huh?
Nothing is
Nothing
wasted,
is
yeah.
nothing is
Yeah.
wasted. Yeah, true.
So prediction?
Portugal, sure.
Portugal, Morocco, no. This England and France.
Oh, France.
England and France.
France.
France, penalty shootout or 90 minutes?
Field goal. Field goal.
Field goal
Yeah.
within 90 minutes. What about you, Graig?
I will follow what
Giroud to score?
Robbie Fowler said. England will knock out in the quarterfinals. He's so confident. But-
Really, yeah?
Yeah, but that's before. It's quite safe. If you're looking at the draw, it could have been France in the quarterfinals.
Yep.
England will lose to France.
Will
He
be
didn't say lose to
knocked
France.
out. Okay,
They will
yeah,
be knocked out depending on who he plays. And I think probably
After
90
extra
minutes
time.
also.
90 minutes,
yeah,
okay.
because France, I think, has that little bit extra.
Okay, what about you, Amin?
I think it's a very, very close. It's a 50-50 call, I think.
Say it, Amin. Just say it.
Jangan malu.
Is the match going to be dragged into a penalty
I just
shootout?
feel the midfield, the French midfield, is not as good as the English midfield.
Yeah.
I think in the middle of the park, even the
Yeah,
partner,
they've lost Pogba, they've lost
yeah,
Kante.
they can't stay as
Yeah.
well. And even the defense with Varane and Upamecano, they are not being really tested in this tournament yet. So I feel that England can actually win this game.
Oh, he goes against the
Good
name,
to-
But I would say this: if England can win against France, this is a very bold statement.
Yeah. They can
I
go on
think
to
they
win
can
the
go
cup.
on win the World Cup. I think.
I too pick England, slight edge over the French.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2-2 now.
Penalty.
Okay. Thank you very much, Datuk Richard Scully,
Most welcome.
Football Coaches Association of Malaysia Vice President, for your precious time spending with us tonight. And also Graig Nunis, thank you very much for your thoughts and your input. Very interesting and funny and humorous. And Amin, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess you've been making conducted a lot of research. And with thank you for all
Thank
the
you,
facts.
thank you.
The Footy Forum Qatar World Cup 22 will be back for the semi-finals next week. So enjoy the quarter-final encounters and stay tuned to Sinar Daily.